Thank you, Daryl. Mike Elko's arrival was the complete opposite of Jimbo Fisher's back in 2017. When Jimbo arrived, there was fanfare. There was a maroon carpet rolled out on the airport runway and the Aggie band was playing. But Fisher's successor arrived quietly in the dead of night. Thanks, Nicole. A&M Consolidated is in the middle of its deepest playoff run since 2013, when they also made it to the regional finals. Tonight, they face off against Smithson Valley, who's coming off a 26-21 win. From what you've seen with their softball skills, what do you give A&M basketball chances come March?
They'll be undefeated.
With construction going on here at Kyle Field and the new indoor practice facility, A&M's Pro Day was a little different this year, with half the drills done here at the outdoor Coolidge practice fields. And the other half of drills and workouts were done here at the Aggie Band's Dunlap Drill Field. This time tomorrow night, the Aggies will be playing on the court behind us in their first round matchup with Penn State. Well, this might not be Anchorage, Alaska, like where head coach Jim Schlossnagle said they would be willing to play, but the Aggies are excited to be in a new environment and playing in the only West Coast regional here at Stanford. Bjork did admit today that the timing of this change is not ideal, especially coming off that big 51-10 win over Mississippi State. But moving forward, Bjork has named defensive line coach Elijah Robinson as the interim head coach. We're here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa, inside Texas A&M's locker room as they're getting ready to take on Penn State tomorrow. And I'm joined here by forward Julius Marble. College Station wins it, they're going to clinch the district. Big implications in this one tonight. But the Cats may be the most slept on. As they make the jump from FCS to FBS, they were picked to finish last in Conference USA this year. The Crimson Tide will look to avoid back-to-back losses at Kyle Field when they take on the Aggies in Week 6 on October 7th. A&M was probably the best-dressed group here at Media Days. This event definitely brings out the personality in the players. You're the Big Ten leader in sacks. How do you see yourself fitting into this kind of defense?
Coming up on Aggie Game Day, A&M Athletics Director Ross Bjork joins us as we'll get the latest on the head coaching search. But first, we'll kick things off with the opening drive. Was there someone in mind with those qualities, or is it kind of more of those, let's see who kind of comes up out of the woodwork? It's your first year as the head coach. You've been here a while, though, but just kind of how's this first year been going for you? The Iola Bulldogs kept defying the odds this year. They started the season with only 7 healthy players. They ended up with only 9 players on their roster, which is actually more than they've had in years past. But they kept finding ways to win. In the regional finals, they had their backs against the wall, down 2-0 to Leon, but reverse swept the Lady Cougars to punch their ticket to the state tournament. The game tonight will be on ESPN2. Typical Friday starter Nathan Detmer will get the start tonight for the Aggies. Right now is obviously a hard time in Aggie land with the passing of your coach, Coach Terry Price. I know he meant a lot to you guys and as a whole program, but just what are you planning to do to kind of honor him this season?
She's got a spirit that never quits.
Being in the wheelchair, I didn't really have many friends that were like me, and just having that community, I guess, to get to know and to grow with people has really helped me to become confident and not really care what other people think about me.
Consol senior Maria Ireland is an inspiration to those around her.
I don't think I've ever seen her have an off day or be upset. She's just a lot of fun to be around.
Thanks.
On that one, you go faster?
No warm-up.
No, that first one was a warm-up.
Okay.
For the 3rd time in Maria's high school career, she's qualified and will compete at the UIL State Track and Field Championships.
I guess competing as myself the whole season, for potential that I can, but then the state, I can see how we win against other goals, and that pushes me more.
Last year, Maria finished 5th and 6th in the 400 and 100 meters wheelchair races, plus a 2nd place finish in the shot put. She's got her eyes on a bigger prize this year.
It feels great because I feel like I haven't always been the greatest at the 100 and 400, and I feel like medaling in those things at state would really tell me that I've improved over the past 6 years.
Keep coming, last one, let's go.
She has a high expectation for herself, and she works hard every day. There's never a day she slacks off. And she encourages the others whenever they start getting down, feeling sorry for themselves. She's always an encouragement to them. So that's a big help for this team. I really expect her to PR again.
It's going to the right just a little bit.
So that means this one is not touching, right?
That one works to 100. and different looks occur.
Maria first fell in love with Paralympic sports playing basketball with a team in Houston. Whatever sport she's playing, she loves to compete.
Showing people that we can do it, and we can make it as far as state. We can also place. We aren't just disabled people that just sit around doing nothing. When I was younger, I was like, I'm not gonna make it this far. But now I'm like, yeah, I can. I can make it this far and further if I wanted to.
After the state meet, Maria hopes to continue her athletic endeavors at the collegiate level. Reporting from College Station, Tyler Shaw, News 3 Sports.
But you may not have heard as much about another pair of brothers on this team making an impact, Ernest and Demetrius Crownover. I caught up earlier with the brothers and have their story.
The Crownover family is a phenomenal family. I'm gonna say that right now. They are tremendous. They're tremendous kids, and you can tell because they're raised very well. Their parents are great.
The older Crownover brother Ernest has been efficient this year at Texas A&M. The fullback has 2 catches, and he found the end zone on both of them. His younger brother Demetrius plays offensive tackle and was able to help pave the way for those touchdowns.
My dad's always taught me you need to be able to block before you can run the ball, because that's always been my thing that I've looked up to. So I'm glad that they put their trust in me to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield and do whatever they need me to do.
It's definitely awesome just to see him out there succeeding, scoring touchdowns, getting critical blocks. It's great.
Both my touchdowns I've had, my brother's been on the field, so it's been pretty cool to have him out there with me.
You know, Ernest could be, he's played some and not some, but his role is growing more and more as it's been here, and he's got, 2 big touchdowns for us in huge games. He comes in those situations, blocks, and just high call, and on special teams, high character young man.
Ernest's journey began in Grandview, where he played alongside his brother. He went to Army West Point his first year out of high school before transferring to Kilgore Junior College. He then ended up in College Station and made the most of his opportunity.
Coach Fisher ended up giving me a scholarship, so I literally committed on the spot. I told myself that I would go to the first school that Coach gave me a chance, because I feel like that's a big respect and loyalty things. And then my brother was getting recruited here too, so that kind of helped me.
It wasn't always the plan, but it ended up happening that way, so it was just well, why wouldn't I want to play with my brother?
After Ernest left high school, Demetrius helped the Grandview Zebras win their first state title in program history. He came to A&M as a tight end, but at 6'7" and now 315 pounds, he made the move to the offensive line.
Oh, you gotta kick set this way, kick set that way. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that means.
I knew it would be a little bit of development. He come as a tight end, but I really felt he could be an offensive tackle. I thought his size and his growth, and I keep saying this guy's athleticism and length and power, and he's growing into himself, and the patience to do it and to accept the roles. This guy's going to be one heck of a football player before he leaves Texas A&M, and I truly believe he's going to play on Sundays for a long time.
The Crownover brothers love repping the maroon and white together. They feel at home.
I guess A&M is kind of like Grandview in a similar effect, because in Grandview, the whole town shuts down on Friday nights. Same with Kyle Field. There's a bunch of traffic, a bunch of fans out here tailgating. The stadium's packed.
It really reminds me back home, because back home in those 2 state games, you could have walked through Grandview as a ghost town. And just to see that we have that same support here on this level.
My dad played football at Baylor, so it's been pretty cool to have me and my brother here. So I guess it's going to be a little story that we can always tell our nephews and our kids in the future.
My favorite part about talking with the Crownover brothers is Demetrius in that state game said he forgot his bag at home. So he goes through the entire warm-ups without a jersey or pads or anything. Coach had to go back, get it to him. He gets dressed about a minute before kickoff.